Welcome to the 78th episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Welcome to returning viewers and friends. And for those of you watching us for the first time, we're so glad you could be here. We're very excited. Like, we've reached 1,000 subscribers. We want to talk about that. We want to talk about our giveaway.
Absolutely.
We're so excited. But before we begin all that, Colleen's going to talk about what we're wearing.
All right, so first of all, let's talk about what May is wearing. And this is the Cowl de Printemps by Jeni Chase. And this, I used the Concept by Katia Cashmere 30. Now, in our last episode, I had mentioned another cowl and said that I'd use that yarn, and it wasn't the right one. So when we get to it again, I'll correct it. But how does it feel? That is your 30 cashmere. Yes.
Cashmere is warm? Is it known to be warm?
Known to be warm.
Well, I'm finding it warm.
Exactly.
I break out in the sweat, you'll know what's happening.
Okay. Actually, I took a class, which we'll talk about in our crafting adventure, and they were talking about cashmere being warm.
Oh, really?
Exactly.
And I didn't know that, and that's cool.
Very good.
Every day's a school day.
Exactly. So that's what May is wearing, and I'm wearing my flax sweater. And that's a free pattern by Tin Can Knits. And the yarn that I used is Lion Brand Yarns Jeans, and this is brand new. And it is really comfortable. I'm warm, but it's comfortable. It is 100% acrylic. Let me just make sure I'm correct. Yes, 100% acrylic, which if you're making sweaters for kids, perfect. Throw it in the washer, throw it in the dryer, it's good. But I love the color. And I love the texture along the sleeves.
And this is the one you showed last podcast, and I said you should wear that next podcast.
And here I am.
And it just looks so different when you have it on. I love the sleeves in this. Like, I think I mentioned that before, but beautiful.
I'm really happy
looks
with
great
that.
on.
Yeah, and it was a quick knit actually, except for the fact that I knit it too long and had to rip back. You know how
we won't talk about that.
You know, you think you've got it, you try it on, you go, oh yeah, that's okay, and then no.
Well, it's kind of like to have your own tailor in your own house, right?
That's right.
Make your adjustments. But it turned out really nice. And you said you could throw this in a dryer?
Yes, you could.
Wow.
I don't know.
I wouldn't trust myself. It come out this big.
Yes. It
well,
says
have to
machine
be on
washable, machine dryable.
Yeah. Wow. That's
exactly.
big.
Exactly. So that's what I'm wearing. And next we're going to talk about finished objects. My first finished object is the Forever in Blue Jeans shawl by Cali Monster. I love this shawl. Now, this is one of those situations where it's important to block it. It is a crescent shawl, lovely, but the blocking really made a difference. And you know, you have it, and I kind of put it aside and think, oh yeah, I'll block it. And then I think, do I need to block it? Yes, if you're questioning, do you need to block it? You need to block it. So the yarn that I used is Lichen and lace, and the one color's teal tide and the other one is the natural.
Now you say that blocking makes a total difference.
Oh my gosh, it makes the yarn feel softer. Let's make sure we're backwards.
I have to say something to this. I have to comment. I cannot believe. I look at the colors of this and it's not anything. Whoops. It's not anything that I would ever pick. But then when I see this, totally different. It looks like a totally different thing.
I know.
I love this color.
I do too. I'm really happy with it.
What a difference. I'm so glad that you're showing, our subscribers and our people the different colors you can use. Because
exactly.
There's no way I would knit that with those colors. Like, not that they're bad colors. No. They're just not something that I would pick. And look at this. This is beautiful.
There's enough contrast, but nothing is too stark, if that makes any sense at all.
And I'm even starting to notice the difference in blocking. Like, I could tell if you said, was this blocked or not blocked? Exactly. I definitely would have said, and I'm not a knitter, I would have said, this is definitely blocked.
And so there's some mosaic pattern, there's textured pattern, which the light colors show up very nicely. And then you have to make sure that the edge is stretchy, so you had to do that. And I'm just, it's so soft. I can hardly wait to wear it.
Beautiful. The colors are just fantastic.
I'm really, really happy with it.
I love it.
Exactly.
Well, was it like an easy knit, a little bit more advanced? That is gorgeous.
You know what? Mosaic knitting is a way of doing color work, and it's not too complicated.
Really?
Yeah. I really, really like mosaic knitting.
That is something else.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So that's my first finished object. Now, my second finished object is the Mingle cuff by Nelkin. And I did buy the kit. It's mercerized pearl cotton. And I did this with crochet. It looks like something very little, but I did block this as well. And I'm very glad that I did. And the other thing that I did, and it said in the pattern that you could tighten up where the clasps are, and I did because I just wanted to make sure it was good. So the beads kind of have this kind of a roll to them, and it's really, really nice. I can hardly wait to wear it.
No, was there a pattern in here and it called for crocheting, or was it just something of your choice?
The neat thing about this pattern is the fact that she has both a knit version. Look at how beautiful you are.
Nice.
My Vanna, there she goes. It is beautiful. There is a knit version and there's the crochet version, and I decided to do the crochet one just to give it a try. Loved it.
Yeah, it's very thick. Like, it feels pretty substantial.
Exactly.
That's cute.
And the blocking, once again, made a whole lot of difference with this. It kind of, with the crochet, was starting to do a little bit of a curl, and the blocking, even though it was cotton, made all the difference.
Very nice.
All right, so that's my second one.
You've been busy again.
Oh, you know.
You know, when you're in lockdown, what else are you going to do but
Exactly.
knit?
Well, and I really love to sit and knit and watch TV. So some things, it's doable, and some things
What
you
have
have
you
to
been
really
watching
watch.
lately on TV? Anything exciting?
What have I been watching?
Dr. Pol for sure.
Dr. Pol for sure.
We watch Dr. Pol every night. We like Columbo.
We like Columbo.
Even though the reruns, the fun part about getting older is that you don't remember what happened.
We don't.
So we watch a lot of reruns of that
Exactly.
type of thing. But
Exactly.
yeah, we do. We watch a little bit of TV, but nothing really that we, are stuck to, I guess.
No.
just off
We
and
can
on.
change it up a little bit, which is good. All right, my third finished object is by Carolyn Glauz-Todra, and it is the Be Simple Variations, and I did it with eyelets, similar to this one, but what I did was I did a picot bind off, just to give it a try, see how it worked. I had one skein of Songbird yarn and fibers. It's her sock base, so it's 80% merino, 20% nylon. Beautiful. And this is the black-billed magpie. This is the shop in 10 minutes, get out of the store, we have an appointment.
And that was in Stratford.
That was in Stratford.
I recognize that bird because she uses a lot of colors, like with the birds and nature and that type of thing. Here's another one. Here's another example. I wouldn't choose that color, and I don't know if I'd even pick that. But you look beyond this, and you see different colors, and it looks totally different.
Exactly. And I started this without the eyelets, but I really like the eyelets because if I'm going to put a white turtleneck or a black turtleneck or a navy, it's going to be good. And there's the picot bind off, and it's not too lacy. You know what I mean? Because it's all picots. And I like the picot, all eyelets, and then the picot end. I love it. And once again, when you block it, it just almost softens the yarn up. And I don't know if that's the right word, but it just makes it feel softer.
It does. It's just, I can tell.
This actually would look very nice with what you're wearing today.
Maybe we could change it up.
Maybe, but maybe not.
I won't steal your cowls.
Okay, perfect.
You knit enough for me, for goodness sake.
There we go. Well, I'd like you to be able to wear some.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it.
No problem. So my last finished object is part of the finished object. So this is the Kairos cowl by Laura Nelkin. And I have done the cowl part itself. It's finished. And this one I had to block in a very strange way. So
yes, I came downstairs and I saw these two little towels all rolled up, and then this yarn rolled up. I thought, what is going on here? But I didn't ask you about it. And then here we are. This is what it was. This is the same color.
Exactly. So I'm just getting it so that you see the Mobius flip. There it is. So you could, if you wanted to do this twist, because you purposely put a twist in the yarn, what you could do is have that at the front. You could have it up at the shoulder like you see Laura Nelkin have it, or you could put it at the back. The idea is there is a cuff that you make, and that grabs that, kind of hides where the flip is, and then just makes it nice. This is really nice. The yarn is beautiful. It's Emma's yarn, Practically Perfect Sock, and this color is Good Juju.
Emma's Florida?
Yes. from...
See, I'm remembering all this. I'm
know.
shocked at myself.
You are amazing.
Yes, but I remember Emma's yarn.
Yeah, so I'm really,
nice.
really happy with this. And I think I probably maybe do a double wrap, but the single wrap looks
Yeah,
nice
it'd be
as well.
cool to see how this looks on, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe
Nice.
I can do that next time.
Maybe, yeah, all those beads on there. Cool.
Exactly.
Very nice.
So that's that. So those are my finished objects. And May, how about you?
In the craft section, I have done some little projects, so I can show that then.
Oh, that sounds
You'll
great.
be excited for that.
I'm always excited for her. She goes downstairs and all of a sudden, pew, something comes up and it's new. So it's amazing. So that's our finished objects. And next we're going to talk about works in progress. My first work in progress is close to being done. So this is the Shalola by Nelkin.
Sounds like a song. Lola. La
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 Lola.
Lola.
I don't know if we got good harmony or not. We try. What else are we going to do? Anyway, the funny thing is there was Nelkin had done a video and she was singing as well. So
The same song?
yes.
No. Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding at all.
Ah, I didn't know.
There you go. Anyway, the yarn that I used, this came in a kit, is the Farmer's Daughter Sokapi. And it is 100% Mountain and Wyoming Rambouillet. It is really quite nice, and it's softened up a little bit. Now, we have to be careful because we've got a provisional cast on, and I ran the thing through. I still have quite a lot of yarn up, so if we'll hold that up. So once again, this is something that's blocked.
Was that kind of your warning? May be careful.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, I've got all these things hanging all over the place.
Yeah, I'm going to be careful.
So it is supposed to be exactly what you see. It's an asymmetric cowl. This end and the other end over there that's in May's hand, they're going to be put together. Paid for pattern, so I'm not going to talk about how that's going to happen. But what's really nice is the beads are these pink beads. And I actually embellished some earrings I was wearing while I was knitting this with just one bead, but I have enough to put maybe 3 beads on the bottom of the hoop. So it was quite fun.
Well, aren't you a little fashion plate?
There you
matching
go.
Beads, matching cowl.
And you know what I think? I mean, we're always trying to think, what do we make for the mums or anybody else we have to make a present for? This is a really good one to make.
For the moms?
For the mums, I think so. Because I can get some yarn. This was a 50-gram ball. Yes, and if you take a look, I've got that much left. So I can easily, probably out of 50 grams, make a couple of these for the mums. And I can just find some nice little beads to put on.
They'll really like those.
I think so.
Nice,
It's
yeah.
just a little bit
Nice.
of bling without being too much bling.
Yeah.
I'm really, really happy with that. So that's the first one. Now the second one is the continuation of the Kairos cowl, and it is the Kairos cuff. And so I have one done already, so I can show it to you. Oh, here we go. There we go. Alrighty.
While you're leaning over there getting that, I kind of look at the camera and I go, okay, what do I do?
Well, that's always a good question.
Oh, hi.
We'll have to get you some magic tricks or something you can do while I'm doing that. All right, so this is a former one that I made. Okay, so it's got these leather clasps.
They come with the leather clasps. You didn't have to make those.
No, it comes with, this was a kit. And so you have enough yarn, and she also
nice.
sends you this. I'll show you you can hear the
That's
beats.
so nice. Like, I find this amazing that I sit beside you on the couch.
Yes.
And you do so many things.
Yeah.
And then I'm shocked to see something because I've never seen this before.
There you go.
That's nice.
Yeah, I really like it. So in the kit for the Kairos cowl, there is another one of those clasps. So the idea is, and I'm just about done this, you use the same yarn. So this is that, excuse me, that Emma's Yarn Practically Perfect Sock. So that's what it looks like before I sew it up. So it's got the beads, a little bit of bling on it, and I just have to cast off, and then you sew in those leather
I
things.
see how that happens.
Yeah.
You've got those little holes there or something.
Yep, it works really, really
That's
well.
nice.
So once this is done, I'll be able to use that. Look at Vanna. And here, let's try this on
Okay.
there as well.
Well, you can do
There
them
go.
both.
Oh my gosh. Gorgeous is what I said. So anyway, and I still have lots of little bit of yarn left. So I'm impressed with that. So that is it. Once that's done, I'll be able to put that on top of the cowl and we'll be in good shape.
You're really enjoying this bead thing.
I do.
You just love it with your little dishes and your...
Exactly.
This dish has been great, hasn't it?
I know. It's
You love it. Every time you use it, you say, I like this dish.
I know. It's a Corningware Sidekick, I think, and we got it for $1.
At the Goodwill.
At the Goodwill. And it is perfect because it's deep enough that the beads aren't going to slide out, but it's got a
Nice
round
lip.
enough lip. It works really, really well. So I'm very happy with that. All right, so that's my second one. My third one is a spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. So it is part of the Throwing It Back Mystery Knit Along by the Cozy Up sisters. Cozy Up Knits.
So if you're not this far, don't watch.
Exactly. So this is the end of Clue 4. So section 8 and section 9 is what it is. So just for the next few minutes, don't look if you don't want to see. And once again, I'm leaning.
Yes.
And the yarn that I'm using, the gray is Silver Fox by Lichen and Lace. And then the other colors are the Poe fingering, and it was just a set that came. And that's by DyerWolf Yarn
On this
Company.
knit along or the surprise thing, do they tell you what kind of yarn to use, what colors, or do you get to pick your own?
I'll tell you. So you buy the pattern, and what they give you the first time, they explain in here what you should be looking for.
I see.
Okay, how much contrast you need, whether you need speckled or variegated or whatever, and then you go and do that. Now I, as I mentioned, ordered a kit. I was happy with the kit, but the main color would have been black, and for me at night it's too much. So what I did was I used the contrast colors that came in the kit, but I ended up buying the gray because I'm just happy. I'm happy with that. It's not bothering my eyes, so that's good. So there we are.
So you're surprised at how it turned out with these colors? Like, is that
No,
always a shock?
I'm loving it. Like, I'm really, really
surprised,
loving
though.
it. It's the contrast that I need to have. Now, you're going to say, okay, if you just finished Clue 4, you have not done much knitting. There's a whole other part to this that you haven't seen. And I don't know how they're going to put it together because Clue 5 comes out either late tonight or tomorrow, and then I'll be able to start Clue 5. And that's the last clue. So I'm just about there.
So do you get excited when these clues come out? Is it a big thing?
It is a big thing. Sometimes you'll, all of a sudden we're watching TV and you'll hear the printer go. It's because I had checked on my computer and the new update was in and I'm printing out the next part.
Speaking of printers, there's no ink again. Just saying.
How does that happen? I don't know. Usually it's no paper, but if there's no ink, I can handle that too. Last time I went to buy ink, I bought extra, so I can help you with that. Okay. Oh my goodness, this woman. All right, so that's that. Now my next two works in progress are the Copenhagen Calling, and that's by Isabell Kraemer. Now, here's where life gets interesting because May said,
I can't wait to hear what I said.
Okay, I'll tell you what you said. First of all, you had this one on last week,
yes.
the last episode that
Yes.
you did. And I said, oh, that's the Concept 30 Cashmere. And it wasn't. So I apologize for that.
Now,
Now,
a cashmere in this because it sure feels like
there
it.
is. And it is 70% merino, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere. So this is the Sugar Bush Bliss. Now, the problem is Sugar Bush is not making yarn anymore, is my understanding. I think I could double check that. You might be able to find it in some stores.
It's
but
really nice though.
I know. So anyway, you were talking earlier about colors and how to put colors together.
Right.
And it really does change how things look.
It really does.
Now, so hold on to that because we're
Okay.
not getting rid of it. You said when we were talking about this, I can see a purple one in your future.
Yeah.
The future is now. So
I'm gonna be careful what I say. Be careful what I
Exactly.
wish for.
now it changes up the look of it. So what I'm using is the MCN, so Merino Cashmere Nylon. What a surprise, little cashmere. You even said there'd be
course,
cashmere.
yes.
Went down to my stash, lo and behold, it was there. So this is red sock, blue sock.
So this is very different yarn than what you used here because you said that you may not be
Exactly.
able to get that. Okay.
Exactly. So
Let's see how it looks with
now
this
what I
color.
decided, instead of doing a half cowl, I decided to do the long one that's in the picture. So it's a double cowl. Now my needles are not as big as the cowl is, but just take a look at the difference in the colors, what it does.
It looks like a totally different thing.
I know. It's amazing. So
Yeah.
yes, I'm just getting into the lace. So I've done that. but this is bigger. Now, here's where life gets interesting. If you can hold the dark purple,
Okay.
just hold it out. So you can see that it is going to be a nice double wrap cowl. Somebody I was listening to at a class was talking about how to knit faster, and they said don't like have a smaller circular needle that you don't have to push the stitches as far, and it can make you knit
Does that make
faster.
it different?
Yep.
Oh.
Sometimes it gets too cramped, and I was
Yeah.
a little scared about the mosaic work in there.
Right.
Okay, so
Well,
that's
I do
another one.
appreciate that you like, the double and lots of knit.
Right.
This would drive me crazy. Even
Exactly.
looking at it, thinking about this thing. I love this. I love that you shortened it out somehow.
There we go.
You just modified the pattern, and
All right. So you
is that
think
what you did?
Um,
You just modified the
I
pattern?
modified the pattern.
Okay.
And I modified the pattern again. So what I have is some yarn that was of my Advent set from DyerWolf Yarn Company. And there were 2 colors that I didn't use. And so
Oh,
I
dear.
decided I could use them and make one of these. So we talked about,
Okay.
so look
This
at the
is-
difference.
This is the same thing?
Same thing. Now, I didn't have enough yarn to do lace at the top. It is the same pattern. But, you know,
Totally
you talk
different.
about something that's muted and
Right.
soft, and this is a little out there. And I'm okay with that because if I'm going out for a walk, throw it around my neck
Right.
and it'll be good.
Yeah, see, this is not a color that I would pick. I mean, it's
Right.
perfect on some people, but not,
Right.
this is what I would pick.
Now, we talked about having the colors so that you wouldn't get hit by a car when you were out for a walk. That's these colors. Now, the interesting thing is these colors were supposed to be parts of the Northern Lights, and there was a picture that they had, and
Right.
it was these colors. There's actually even a brighter green that I didn't use. So
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm happy with
You're
this.
right.
It's going to
That
be
would
fun.
be great at night if you
Yep.
wanted to be seen. You know, when it's rain and dark and you can't see people at being a
Exactly.
driver. That would be perfect.
Exactly. So
And then you have fluorescent on your arms and all that
exactly,
kind of
do all those things.
stuff. Yeah, so it has its purpose, I'm sure.
Exactly. So it's just about done, which is a good thing because that's all the yarn I have left.
Let's just say I won't be stealing it out of your closet anytime soon.
But I'm really happy with it. And you
Good.
just like that you can see between the blue and
Yeah,
the purple
purple,
and that,
yeah.
it changes
Changes
it
it
up,
up.
the contrast. And one of the tricks that somebody was speaking about was taking a picture on your phone that was like a black and white picture. So you just set your camera to that on your phone and click it, and it'll show you, is the contrast enough? One of the first, I would say, better yarns that I bought was, there were 2, and they were supposed to go to do some color work, and when I take a picture of them, there's not enough difference.
And you did
in-
that contrasting on your phone.
I did. But when you look at it, I think, oh, that would be great, but that's not a bad idea to do that.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
It's
so,
full of little tips.
yep, any works in progress for you?
No. Well, I wasn't expecting you to ask me that. But no, there's lots of things I've got my hands in,
Yes.
but nothing that I can really talk about
All
right
right.
now. So.
Okay,
But I
perfect.
will in the future.
Oh, we like the future.
Yes.
Because, see what happens? Purple, cashmere, future.
I'm careful what I say.
That's right. So those are my works in progress, and next we're going to talk about our craft adventure.
Welcome to the Craft Adventures. I thought this would be a great time to talk about our 1,000 subscribers, Colleen. 1,000.
know.
Thank you so much to you, all of you who have subscribed, made that happen.
Exactly.
And as promised,
Yes.
Colleen has going to be making a project bag. Do you want to talk about the giveaway and the project bag?
Exactly. So I'm just going to show you what the project bag's going to be. So the plan is it's a grand prize for our 1,000 subscribers. It's going to be a bag. It's going to be a needle cozy. And then we'll put in some stitch markers
Now
as
you have
well.
an example of the bag, but this isn't the...
No, because we're kind of past Christmas at this point in time. So this is going to be the shape.
This is going to be a perfect bag for somebody because it's got
Exactly.
lots going on.
Exactly. So I'll be the Vanna of this,
Okay.
kind of like, the Price is Right. Here we go. Of course, Vanna's on Wheel of Fortune, but that's okay. All right. So the bottom part is padded, so it stands up nicely. Then there's this main color here, which has interfacing. This is where the drawstrings come out. There's a nice handle here. Now it's lined, and on one side you'll see that there's pocket. Okay, and there's 1, 2, 3 pockets the way I've got it separated. So that is the bag
That's
I'm going to
going to
make.
be a great.
So I'm going to go into my fabric, and I'm going to find some lovely fabric and put it together and make one of those. I'll also make one of our needle cozies, and then in it will go.
Wow. So one lucky subscriber is going to get this.
Exactly.
So thank you again so much. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing this. We really
Right.
appreciate it. Now, in order for them to become eligible to
Right.
get one of these or to win this,
Yeah.
what do they have to do?
So it's not going to be that fabric, so it will be different fabric, but what they have to do is just comment down below, say hello, say giveaway, say whatever you would like to say.
Right.
Give us a thumbs up if you like what you're seeing, and then we'll just take it from there, random number generate like we did the last time.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much, subscribers. We really appreciate it. I don't know. What's our next goal? Like, holy.
I don't know. I think...
We don't want to be going too high, do we?
Oh! The sky's the limit. That's what I say.
Is that our next goal? The sky's the limit. I'm just so happy that we're there. So thank you so much for
Exactly.
And a special thanks goes to those people that put out there to their Facebook groups and stuff. We really appreciate that.
That really helped us get over that.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Fantastic.
All right. Look forward to that. Now, what have you been up to craft-wise?
Well, I've been knitting a lot, as you've seen already, but I did take a class, and I want to let people know that taking a knitting class online is great. I try often, maybe once a month, to take a class, and I can either go through Vogue Knitting Live Virtual. I've taken some classes through Yarns Untangled. Kate Atherley teaches classes out of those.
So does this inspire you to get going and do projects?
It really, really does. So I have been able to take classes from people that for instance, like Hohilo Catelli, who lives in Argentina, like I was able to take a class with her. I've been able to take a class with Patty Lyons and Laura Nelkin, and it's like I'm name dropping like they're my friends, but there are people that are out there in the knitting world, and I was able to take classes with them that I would not normally be able to do.
Yeah, well, it's cool. So
It is.
there is a silver lining in this lockdown.
Exactly.
If you're looking for a silver lining in all of this.
Exactly.
Really, we're locked down, but you're able to talk, like, see these people, take classes from these people. You're able to take
Exactly.
classes online. Like, how fortunate is that?
I
Like
know.
in World War II, they weren't taking classes online. They
No,
weren't
they
able
were
to
not.
communicate. We
That's
have
right.
computers. We can do Zooming. You can do
Exactly.
classes.
Exactly.
Like, it's just, it's the best of what we've got in this world today.
And I
so-
really am impressed with the knitting community that instead of just saying, well, that's it, there's nothing we can do, they were able to navigate the technology and navigate all those things to make it possible. And I, as a knitter and person who likes to take classes, enjoys that.
Now, even with your knitting stores, and I have to tell you, they've had to come up with more online. It's been a lot of work for them.
Exactly.
More online and more reaching out to people that way.
Exactly.
They've had to be innovative and stuff, and they've been very good with you as far as that
Exactly.
goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think one of the subscribers suggested that we talk about the people that you have received some items from, some stores, and maybe
right.
we could do maybe you could do a review on how that was
I
experience
can
was for you.
absolutely do
Yeah.
that. Okay, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
So the class that I took,
I like to take credit for that, but it wasn't my idea.
Well, it's a great idea. It was a
because you
great
guys
idea.
have the best ideas. They don't come from me. So thank you.
great ideas too.
But I'll take credit for it. Anyway.
Okay, good. All right, so the class that I took this week was a class that's called The Perfect Mittens, and it was by Kate Atherley. And so the class itself talks about how to measure your hand, what kind of yarn to use. She talked actually about making 2 mittens and double layering them. That's when she was talking about cashmere, and the fact that doing a lining of cashmere, because cashmere is so warm, that would be great. So she had all kinds of ideas. Now, I had already purchased this book that is kind of the same idea. This is called Knit Mitts, The Perfect Fit is at Your Fingertips. So this is the book that goes with it. But I have to admit, like, I love books. I love books.
Yes, she does.
I love books.
As much as you like yarn.
Yes, I must. Exactly. So I love books, and yet having somebody do some explaining of everything, I found really helpful. There are all kinds of great patterns.
I love
in this
it when
book.
they have all these beautiful, bright,
Exactly.
easy pictures.
Yeah,
nice.
it's fantastic. And actually, this mitt, which is a mitt that is there's 2 mitts actually there. This outer part is Lopi, which I couldn't have against my skin, and then the inner one is something that is softer.
Nice.
Exactly. So I love the book, and I love taking that class, and I haven't started making some mittens, but I'm going to go through my stash and see what I can make.
And I won't be using this as a coaster anytime soon. I've done that in the past. Oh, there's a book, I'll just use it as a coaster. Well, the look I get, oh my goodness.
I get a little stressed out. I'm just saying.
Your books are always like brand new though. Like you've
Yes.
gone through them and they always still look brand new. So that's cool.
Yeah, I do take good care of them.
Yes, you
That's
do.
for sure.
That's good though.
All right, so that is my crafting adventure. And May, how about
I
you?
also was inspired. I'm not really a big book person. I buy the odd one, and then if I do buy it, I know it's a good book. And I was inspired by Julie Warren, who is a miniaturist.
Yes.
And she does a lot of things.
Every
on
time you
YouTube.
say that, I think it's a little person.
Yeah.
It's not what you mean.
No, I know what I mean.
Okay.
And she inspired me to, she made this, she has instructions on how to do things in here.
That's great.
And she had instructions on how to make this little bag. No, I didn't use her, I modified it. It's not
Okay.
her sizes or anything like that, but she
Okay.
definitely inspired me to do this. And I used the materials that I have on hand, because sometimes like, she suggests, like, you know, say leather that's thinner than this
Okay.
or wider than this,
Yeah.
whatever. I just use what I have on hand.
It looks great.
Yeah, and so I thought for all you knitting people, I thought I'd make the little knitting bag, and I made these little knitting needles out of toothpicks.
Very nice.
Yeah, so there you go.
It's very cute. Little
Yeah, I
balls
had
of
fun
wool.
doing that. And if you want to start being a miniaturist, you know,
Yes.
you can check out my video on how to do this whole little thing.
Oh,
And
that's
if you want to,
fantastic.
it'd be a good beginner project.
It's great.
Yes.
You did a really good job.
Yeah.
And you're not a seamstress or a sewist?
No, I use glue. Glue is my friend.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, there's a fabric glue that you can get that's really quite good.
Okay.
And you can see that on the video that I use this fabric glue. But I also, with this fabric, some fabrics don't adhere to that glue. That
Right.
glue doesn't adhere to the fabric.
Right.
And so then what I did, which you can see on the video, is I mixed in some crazy glue with fabric glue.
Oh, that's
and
a great idea.
It goes really quick. So there you go.
Yes. This lady knows the glue.
Anyway, so that's been my craft adventure. I've been up to some other things. I hope to share those in future videos and future podcasts. But yeah, life's been pretty good. And pickleball starting tomorrow. I'm so excited because we've been, for those of you who aren't in Ontario, Ontario has been in a level 2 lockdown. So no gyms, no restaurants. And we've been like that for most of the December and January. So it's going to be exciting to get back out again into the world a little bit.
My body is going to hurt, I can tell you.
Yeah. But I have to tell you, Colleen and I went on a walk. I know in the last podcast we talked about we need to get out and walk. We put on snow pants. We used all Colleen's knitting wear. Knitting cowl I had on. I had on your mitts. I had on a knitted, what do you call that thing? A headband. I put on a balaclava over top, of course. Winter coat, winter boots, the whole gear. And we went out.
We did.
And it was minus 13.
And probably minus 17 or 18 with the wind chill.
Yes, and never felt a thing.
I know.
Like I'm telling, every part of my body was warm.
Yeah.
So thanks for all your knitting. We can really
you're
appreciate
welcome.
this time of year. So
Well, it's funny, I bought this coat in December, and it had been mild up till the last couple of weeks. And you had taken a picture or something of me in that coat. I thought, oh my gosh, that coat is so long. Yeah.
no wonder you're so warm.
I was
to
very
your,
warm.
Down to your heels. And you
Just
had on
about-
snow pants and that coat.
Exactly. It
But
just
Colleen
looked
had
funny.
this down-filled brown coat. And you've been wearing it for a few years, but it keeps losing feathers.
Yeah.
And Colleen said...
I say on one side it's a spring coat because all the feathers. It's where my purse hits the coat. I said, oh, it's a spring coat on that side. And I finally have found a coat that is warmer than that coat.
yeah, because you get cold very easily.
I do.
I've got more insulation, so...
Well, that's what she says, but
Anyway, appreciate all those winter things that you're knitting and stuff.
exactly. So don't forget, comment down below, and then we're going to do that giveaway
Giveaway.
of the project bag.
Yes.
All right, so that's our crafting adventure, and next we're going to talk about souvenirs. My first souvenir comes from Michael's. It's a craft store, and it is the Susan Bates. It's called a handy tool, and it's called a Silva Loom. And I first heard about this from Laura Nelkin, didn't even know one exists, and on the package itself, so if you're looking for the package, that's what it looks like. It says, perfect for a variety of tasks, quickly picks up drop stitches, cable needle for knitting, effortlessly turn a collar point for sewing. Didn't know that I could do that as well. So it is amazing. And also, if you're ever making a video, this is what I was using as a pointer in that SSK video. And thank you so much for your kind words. I'm glad that you found that helpful. So this is great. I have this in my knitting kit that I keep with my knitting, in my knitting bag, and it allows you to correct things, and that point helps you pick up stitches, and it's great. So that's something that I got at Michael's. Now,
it looks like a crochet hook, but it's not.
It does. Well, it helps you pick up stitches.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of got a needle at one end and a crochet hook at the other.
Oh.
And it's really, really helpful. All right, so I decided to place an order from Wool Time, and we were talking about earlier about placing orders, and I have ordered from Wool Time before. Their customer service is amazing. I knew I wanted to place an order because I wanted to get some more of this Regia Premium Merino yak. Great for sock knitting. So
where are they located?
They're in Ottawa, Ontario. And they have great service, and depending on how much you spend, great shipping.
Have we been there personally?
Were we there or was I there?
You were there without me?
Well, you were doing some work in Ottawa at one point in time,
okay.
and I took bus and got there.
Oh, okay.
What happened was, I went there the year just after there had been a tornado there.
Okay.
And the shop, Wool Time, had to move to another spot.
I remember this.
Yes. So that's when
I think I was actually in the store. I think we
You
found
went into
it.
the store?
I think we did.
Perfect. Yeah, we would have had to take a bus to
Yeah.
go. So anyway, great store, great online presence as well. So very helpful. The names of these colors depends on where you order them from, whether they have the other ones. So that's one. I also got another one of the teal because I really, really like that color. And this is a bit of a surprise. I got brown. So hold on to brown. You can put the other two down. Hold on that. I wanted to get beige. They didn't have beige. So I ended up getting this.
That's nice.
Listen to her say that's nice. Say it again.
That's nice.
Good, because this is going to be socks for May for her birthday.
Oh, nice.
So she didn't know that. It's a surprise. So I'm going to make her the Prairie socks.
Thank you.
So it's that nice new pattern that allows it to hold onto your leg nicely. And so it'll be cuff, toes, and heels in the cream.
And you've got until April to make these.
I have until April.
Lots of time.
Exactly.
Those are great colors, though. I love it.
I know. I'm so happy, and I'm
I
glad
like
you're
it.
happy. Good.
Imagine if I said, oh, I hate those colors.
I know what she wears, so it's all good. All right, so that's that. And then while I was there online, I picked up some of these magnets because you always can use these. And I was working with a pattern that had charts and charts and charts. And so I picked up those. So I have a couple of the magnet folders that help you keep track of your knitting. So it's always good to have extra pieces. So that was good. And then this was half price. So thrilled. So this is one of the Katia ombre. These were out a while ago. I almost bought the black, but then I thought, ooh, for summer, there we go.
That's nice. Those nice colors. See how they're all kind of
the gradient, I know. I'm really happy with that. So I'm gonna try and find a pattern that will allow me to make something a little open, and it'll be good. And it was nice that it was half price.
Yeah, that is really
And that's just what I needed to get over the hump, so I got free shipping. So it was good. And they were great because I put in the beige, and then they gave me a call back and said, we don't have beige, what else can you do? And so I picked up the cream.
Well, there is a funny, can I tell them a funny story?
Oh, you can tell them a funny story.
Somebody left a message at a yarn store, and I said to Colleen when she came home, I said, somebody's left a message for me. And she goes, oh, I know exactly who that is. And she called another yarn store and said, and they're like, we didn't call you. So that tells me that you've ordered from way too many yarn stores.
Well, 2. It's just 2. I thought I was smart, but the poor lady at the other store was going, I didn't call you. That thing that you wanted isn't in yet. Like, I don't know. Anyway, she was lovely because we both had a good chuckle about the fact that I didn't listen to the message first.
That'll teach us from...
That will teach me, that's
Yeah.
for sure. So those are my souvenirs and a little bit of a present for May. And May, how about you and souvenirs?
Well, I did get some souvenirs because Colleen and I were talking, and Colleen had thought, I really need something for all my spices. Like they're all in a... You really got them well organized. They're kind of lazy Susan, and they kind of
Yeah.
go around the bottom of the cupboard.
Right.
And then my mind started going, how can I make this? So there's a space between the fridge and a little wall, and I thought I could maybe make something that pulls out. Like I've seen them at not Lens Mills, maybe Lens Mills. There's a store that we get that little magazine. Is that they have a place in Strathford?
Mary Maxon,
Mary Maxon.
Paris, Ontario.
Paris,
I
Ontario.
keep saying to May, take me to Paris. Please just take me to Paris.
We're going to go to Paris
Oh,
one
good.
day. I'm going to take you there.
Good.
And anyway, they have those where you pull out. They're very thin, and you just pull them out. And,
Right.
But I thought the sizes are either too big, they're too small. So I thought I would custom make one
Right.
for you when the garage gets a little warmer. It's minus 30 in our garage this weekend. It's minus 30, so I'm not going in the garage.
Okay.
So, but in the spring when things get a little warmer, I'll go into the garage, and my plan is to make one of these spice racks that pull out from the side of the
Perfect.
fridge. So I had to get something that I'm thinking all the time, well, how am I going to do that? So I thought, I need wheels, I need something. So I went on Amazon, I got these wheels, and it's hard to see when you're on Amazon
sometimes,
to
yeah.
see what you're getting. But these wheels are so awesome, and they lock, and I thought, that is too good for this spice rack. They're beautiful. I love these wheels. There's so many things I could make with them.
Right.
And so then I thought, well, I just need something a little smaller. So then I went to this. This is plastic, and it has little wheels.
Right.
So I got a few of those shipped. So I'm
Okay.
not sure which one. This is a little bit more substantial, which
Right.
I don't really need it to lock.
No, that's
So
true.
if I could get this wheel on Amazon, it doesn't lock. So this could be the most expensive spice rack.
But the neat thing is you want to give it a try.
I do. I want to give it a
Exactly.
shot to see if I can do that for you.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. But that is my souvenirs.
Fantastic. So thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you being here and spending time with us. Thanks again to all of you who have subscribed, and thanks to those winners because you sent me the information and I sent them to you. And I'm glad that you're liking what you're receiving. So don't forget, we have this
Giveaway.
because we made it to 1,000 subscribers. So it'll be the bag, it'll be needle cozy, and then it will be some stitch markers. And I'll make sure everything's all matching when I pick out the
And
fabric.
and then is there timelines for this? Is there
What we'll do is give you
Couple
2
weeks.
weeks. Okay, so today is the January 28th, and then
2 weeks from now?
2 weeks from now,
We'll announce the winner.
we'll announce the winner.
So just make sure within the next 2 weeks you give us a comment. You'll be eligible to
Right.
put your name in for this project bag. They are really well made. You do a great job.
Oh, thank you so much.
And we hope that you can win, and just keep subscribing. We just love it. And we're going to
Exactly.
infinity.
To infinity and beyond. So give us a thumbs up and do comment if there's some other craft that you'd like us to give a try, because we're always willing to
Yes,
give
absolutely.
that a try. So until next time, you